you rehearse the pain of the past, which causes you to be paralyzed. See, the more you keep looking back, the more you're never going to get where God is calling you to get. Because every time the devil convinces you to look back, you remember what you can do that you tried in this season. You're talking a little slow. See, although God is calling you to your next dimension, your past will speak and remind you of your failures from trying what you are trying now. See, your failures will remind you, remember you tried that in 86 and it didn't work. Your failures will speak to you and say, you know what, you trying to start that business and you remember it blundered, but you got to forget your past. You got to let go of what happened in the past and realize that my life is in the hand of God. And if my life is in the hand of God, he'll form it, he'll shape it, he'll mold it, and he will make it into what he wants it to be. Look at your neighbor and say, but I can't give up here. Look at somebody say, I can't give up here. Take your seats. See, if you give up here, you will never see the promises of God. If you give up here, you won't see the manifestation of God. If you give up here, you won't see the purpose of why you were created. Everybody was created to do something. God doesn't simply just do stuff. He does it with a purpose and a reason. Get your neighbor and say, I can't give up here. Paul says, I have to forget those things which are behind me and reach for those things which are before me. In other words, what Paul was saying is, if I can get far enough away from my past, I can't help but see my future. Some of you need to move where you at. Because as long as you stay where you at and stay connected to who you're connected to, you're never going to see your future. But the further you get away from negative folk, the further you get away from the haters, the further you get away from the naysayers, the further you get away from them that don't like you, you'll begin to see what God is calling you to do. The problem with some of us, Brother Melvin, is we're just still connected to our past. You broke up with them, but why you still calling? Why you're divorced, but why you still going out for lunch? Maybe you too connected to your past in order to see your present. If you left the church, then quit calling the church. Oh, I hit a whole bunch of people right there, because if you left, baby, it must not have been everything you needed it to be. So why are you still holding on to old things? See, the problem is some of us is holding on to old stuff and God's trying to take us into the new. But can I tell you something? You can't put new wine in old skins. The Bible says it'll burst the bottle. If you're going to get new stuff, baby, everything about you has to become new.
If you've been provoked, stirred, or just ready for God's purpose to be fulfilled in your life by this broadcast, come and visit Pastor Ty Watts at Wednesdays at 7 p.m. or Sundays at 10:45 a.m. at 12999 FM 529, Houston, Texas, 77041. Or she can be reached at 713-983-0445. That's 713-983-0445. Or you can also find us on the World Wide Web at www.remnantfamilyworshipcenter.com. And remember, Remnant, there's a home tailor-made for you, and it's at the Remnant Family Worship Center. Come on home.